You guys asked for it. Here's part number 2. And got a little something from Jason McCourty. What is up, Finn fans? You guys emphatically wanted me to react to part 2 of Kurt Warner breaking down to Tyreek Hill's film. I have not seen this yet, so we're all going to be watching with fresh eyes. So that is what's going to be happening. But there also was a lot. Again, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, there was a lot of good stuff that came out. There was a little tidbit from Tyreek Hill's podcast with Tua, and I'm not going to, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that. I'm going to do a full video on it. We're going to react to it, all that good stuff that's going to happen Thursday. There's a little tidbit if you want to check that out on my Twitter. But also Jason McCourty, who was the Dolphins corner. He didn't really play safety much, but he was kind of our, DB last year until he got injured, had some things to say about Tua Tagovailoa on Good Morning Football or Good Football Morning, whatever the heck it's called. And it's very interesting. So we're going to listen to that, and then we're going to jump into the Tyreek Hill film breakdown. So I'm going to slide myself over, and then I'm going to pop it up. Let's take a listen to this conversation.
Can Tua play? Let's just get this to the table right now, Jason, to start the week. Are you a Tua guy? Are you fired up?
You were with him all last year.
Are you a Tua guy? You know better than us.
I'm fired up for Tua. You give him weapons. He has that Hawaiian mindset, hang loose. The moment doesn't get too big. He's been at Alabama. He's won championship. He knows what it takes. He now has the weapons around him. Tua's going to make it happen.
I got to push back because your first thing is if you give him the weapons. You don't say that with Josh Allen. You don't say that with Mahomes. You don't say, if you give him the weapons. Like, is Tua the guy?
See, this guy right here, right? He says that. Oh, but why do you have to give him the weapons? And then he brings up Patrick Mahomes and he brings up Josh Allen, right? And when he said that, and when I watched this, I was ready to retweet it and be like, this, I honestly don't remember what his name is because it's not that important to me. But I instantly was going to be like, are you kidding? You know how many quarterbacks do better when they have the, and I was just ready to chime in and retweet and be like, this guy's dumb. But I was like, let me watch the full thing before I chime in. And good thing I did, because
Is he going up against Mahomes and going up against Mac Jones and saying, I'm taking this team down the field, let's win a game?
But that's what they did with those guys. When you got a Mahomes, you bring him in, you let him sit behind Alex Smith. You get to Tyreek Hills, you get to Travis Kelce. You build the weapons around him. Look how long it's taken Jared Allen with them going to get a guy like Stephon Diggs. Look how much that changed that offense and just him and his development as a quarterback.
You'll be surprised. The jump. The thing, and he called him Jared Allen, which I thought was funny. Josh Allen was not very good his first 2 years. There was the concern going into year 3 that Josh Allen was going to be a bust. He had the legs and the arm strength that made him dangerous, but his accuracy was garbage. He was a complete inaccurate quarterback, and to be a quarterback in the NFL, you need to have accuracy. Having a cannon arm is fantastic, and having legs, cool. You're not a running back, but if you cannot throw the ball accurately, you're not going to make it. So what did the Bills do? And we're going to go out and get a guy that has a catch radius the size of Texas in Stephon Diggs. And look how good Josh Allen became in his 3rd year. And he said the same thing. Patrick Mahomes comes, he sits, he learns behind Alex Smith, who Tyreek Hill had a 1,000-yard season with Alex Smith. All of a sudden he has Travis Kelce, he has Alex Smith. They bring him a running game. They do all this stuff. Now, Josh Allen, I do think Josh Allen needed it, especially because he still is a little inaccurate with his passes. Did Patrick Mahomes really need it? Nah, not necessarily. But that's the stigmatism. If Tua balls out this year, and if Tua all of a sudden shows what we wanted with that 5th overall pick, that is going to be the new saying of people that don't want Tua. Well, he needed everything around him, and now it works, and It's going to happen.
You have to build around these quarterbacks. You just can't draft them in the top 10 on bad teams and expect them to go out there and win.
Absolutely. When I saw that, I was like, I got to talk about this in a video. I have to. So I wanted to talk about that real quick before we jumped into the film breakdown. So comment below. Let me know what you think about what Jason McCourty had to say. And a lot of people come out and they say, oh, the only reason people say good things about Tua is because they're getting paid to. It's because they're his teammates, yada, yada. Jason McCourty's not his teammate anymore. Jason McCourty's not on the team anymore. Jason McCourty is not getting paid by the Dolphins anymore. So why was the reason of him saying something? And he's not a quarterback. That's the other thing. I talk about how Peyton Manning, how Drew Brees, how Kurt Warner, how all these guys say good things about Tua. Yes, he has to work on things, but they say good things about Tua. Well, quarterbacks are going to defend quarterback. Jason McCourty's not a quarterback. So what is the excuse now for Jason McCourty saying good things about Tua? Just maybe, some of these guys know more than we do. But let's jump into the film breakdown. Minimize ourselves. Some of you guys said you didn't want me to, but like, see all this dead space here? You can't really see what I'm talking about. There's all this dead space. See, look how much cleaner this looks. Not so much dead space on either side of me, you know? You want to see him. You want to listen to him. You don't want to see me. So I just make myself all nice and small. Let's see what he has to say about part deuce.
Study ball, and we are going to go to part 2 of the Tyreek Hill tape. And we looked at last week, and we looked at the speed. We know that's what everybody talks about, Tyreek Hill, speed. Big advantage. Speed kills. But I don't think Tyreek Hill gets enough credit for his ability to run routes. And so you've got speed, you've got quickness, and now if you have an understanding of how to run routes, coupled with those things, it makes you really, really tough to stop. So, you know, I remember way back when somebody just said Tyreek Hill was just a punt returner. You know, was just a guy out there playing wide receiver, but was a punt returner, meaning he was only speed. That's all he could do. Well,
vertical.
I don't know if that's all he could ever do, but he's gotten better and better at route running, and that's what I want to take a look at today, because I believe Miami can use him as a route runner, and they can create easy opportunities for Tua with his route running ability. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Tyreek Hill in the slot right here. And we talked a lot about when he's in, shouldn't say in the slot, in the number 3 position, so all the way inside. They love to use him to attack
this would be
down the field,
here.
to attack these linebackers on the inside. Obviously, we're not going to attack them necessarily deep when we're on the 5-yard line, but I just want you to watch the little things here that Tyreek does. Okay, so it's right here. He's going to push up. He's going to push up onto this linebacker. He's going to freeze that linebacker. But then the thing that he does so well is he pushes vertical. He doesn't just push to the linebacker and break out and allow this linebacker to cover him. He's going to get to the linebacker. Then he's going to push with depth to get this guy to kind of turn his feet and allow this stuff to clear out. And then he's going to run flat here coming out of this. See that right there? Watch the linebacker. Right here as he bangs the linebacker. What's the linebacker do? He goes from the 1-yard line, boom. Back foot goes into the end zone because he bangs him. He pushes him vertical. That is what.
There's something real quick that Julian Edelman said about him that I'm going to play after we look at Kurt Warner, because Julian Edelman said something about Tyreek Hill that I also want to look at.
Creates the separation right here for Patrick Mahomes to boom, put the ball on the money, and as I said, it buys time, lets this clear out, because initially this guy's in the window. Let that clear out, be patient, so we create a great big window right there. Boom, really well done. And again,
to be that guy
is what creates the separation right here for Patrick Mahomes to boom, put the.
Where do you want that ball out here? Right? You got him looking at him looking upfield. You kind of want that ball out here. He had to turn back to that. He threw it back and low. He didn't throw it out in front of him.
The money.
A little off.
And as I said, it buys time.
I'm being nitpicky.
Lets this clear out, because initially this guy's in the window. Let that clear out. Be patient. So we create a great big window right there. Boom, really well done. And again, we talk about the margin of error, right? Where's this ball thrown?
Kind of threw it like
inside number. Ball should be thrown outside number. So if this guy's
Again, I have not watched this. I just said that.
Matching tightly, and you throw this ball, intercepted, knocked away. But because of the great speed, the route running ability,
That's
the
literally
separation
what
he
I
creates
said.
right here, this ball
I was about to say, he's lucky that the defender didn't catch up to it because he could have smacked the ball out, worst case, intercept it.
is behind him back to the inside. Doesn't
know-
matter. Easy separation.
I'm just
easy
gonna
walking
give myself
touchdown.
one of these real quick. I just deserved that one.
Okay, here we go. Tyreek Hill in the slot right here. So he's coming out. He's got a corner route right here. As he comes out to run this corner route, he's seeing this. Okay, so
I'll say this, right? Kurt Warner, very good drawer. That arrow, this arrow right here, that's neat. Very neat. His circles,
this is a play that everybody runs. We call it Poco. We're going to clear out here on the corner. We're going to try to isolate this guy high, low, right here. Biggest problem on this play is if we're running a post here, passes the post off to the safety, and this corner, eyes back to the quarterback and falls off as Tyreek Hill is running this corner route, and now he steals that throw or he has a big hit on the receiver, which Tyreek Hill come out of here. Eyes are on the corner. Feels that corner kind of sitting in here, so I am going to settle in this hole and make myself
Find the
available
little
to the
area of
quarterback.
the zone.
See it right there? Settle. Not sure if this guy's going to see how the corner's starting to fall off. I keep running, put the ball in harm's way, put myself in harm's way. Instead, I'm going to settle right there in that hole, make myself available. Boom. Easy completion and space to be able to pick up a few yards after the catch. Here we go again in the slot. Okay, very similar type concept. We just do this one off of an over. Now we're going to come out, safety high. My concern is that corner once again. So as I come out,
What a time he's
I'm going to
got.
feel it. There he is again. See it? He comes
Missed a
out.
touchdown.
He comes out, feels this guy falling off. Settle in the window. Settle in the window. So
Throw it here.
you don't settle in the window. We force the throw down here to the flat. Okay, no problem
Oh,
with the
this
flat.
guy
That's a
wide
good
open.
decision. That's a good throw based on the depth of these guys. No problem.
As he's
but
throwing it.
as any quarterback, you want to try to change the complexion. You want to try to threaten a defense on every play. We can threaten a defense here if my wide receiver is smart, can sit in this window between this backer and give us a shot to get a 15 to 20 yard play instead of settling for a 4 or 5 yard throw. There it is again. Big chunk throw, threaten the defense. One more time. Right here on the inside. Again, it's the little things, okay? So we got an in route right here. Okay, we talked about on that little stick route that he ran at the goal line, his ability to get leverage. So he wins to the side that he's going to run to. So he's
Inside.
going to run an inside route, so he wants to win to the inside. So he gets the inside leverage. And then watch what he does. As he gets up to the top, he leans back on the defender. So guys covering him. If he just
Thinking he's
falls
going
away,
outside.
that allows this guy to hold his position and lean to the inside and try to chase this down. We always want to do for defensive backs is we want to get their weight going in a different direction from where we're running. So we get their weight going there, and all of a sudden I turn the corner. That's how we create
And a little
separation.
lean, then go.
So watch Tyreek Hill right here. Slow motion. Watch him lean. Okay? So you see it.
You see the separation.
He's there in by the hash. He leans back outside, creates that separation. So again,
And
you
this
see
guy's
it?
already,
right
look
there.
at this guy's footwork here.
DB's going this way because of the lean,
starts to
while
backpedal
Tyreek's
'cause he
going this
sees
way.
it. Watch his
Tyreek's
feet.
already faster than him, so it doesn't really matter. There's a separation.
See
Boom.
the-
So
tries to
if
get
this
back real
safety's
quick.
not here, look at the separation he gets from the guy playing man-to-man on him. Look at that separation. Now the safety comes and helps and makes the tackle, but nice little lean at the top to force the weight of the defender away from him and then run away from him. This is route running stuff, guys. This is what it's all about, is that it's not just great speed. It's the little nuance of the route running.
He's at the top.
Okay? This is what we call a pivot. You're going to piv out. If you ever see Friends, piv out. Piv out. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm going to come in here. I know I've got soft coverage here. I'm going to take it really flat here on my little slant move. What does that do? When I stay flat, it keeps distance from me and the defender. anytime we have distance on routes like this against the defender, once we make a move, the defender has to try to close the gap. So he understands if I get up close to him and then I make a move, I can just kind of mirror this guy and make it tough. When I've got distance and this guy's making a slant, if I'm going to make a play on this, I got to break. Once I break to try to close down the distance, then it becomes easy going back to the outside. See right there? Boom.
Oh.
Inside hard. Now I can stay flat, and that becomes the other part of it.
That's a great route.
It's really hard when you're doing this and going this fast on the inside. It's really hard to put your foot in the ground and come flat outside.
Wow.
So what's naturally going to happen with this speed is you're going to go inside, and then you're going to try to turn this corner, and you're going to need a couple yards to turn this corner. So the other thing that helps as he comes out and goes flat is it keeps this distance away from the defense. So as he comes back here, he doesn't have a problem getting back underneath him. One of the biggest things, you make your move, you turn back.
Defender's only concentrating on not letting Tyreek Hill get a touchdown, essentially. He'll give it in front of him, like Kurt Warner says. He'll give the 5 yards in front of him because he's confident that he can make the break and close the distance. And Tyreek Hill is using that confidence from the corner to, all right, well, I'll stay here, and then you'll break on that route, and then I'll cut it back up.
And you fall right into the defender and make it easy on him. Does a great job of keeping this flat, then coming out and trying to turn the corner as fast as possible. And look, it doesn't allow this guy to bang him and stop the route. He avoids that because of the distance. Now he comes out. Easy touchdown for Patrick Mahomes to the outside. Nobody there. Good route running. Details of the route running. Back inside once again. Go. Going to move to the outside. Saw one on tape number 1 where he ran a quick hitch or now route out here. We saw the shallow where he used his speed. So now we're going to set up both of those. I'm going to come off here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hesitate. So I'm going to hesitate in case I get man-to-man coverage. I can create a bit of a rub or at least force this guy to go over with depth. So if I'm running a shallow route, I'm creating space, okay? So he's making it look like the shallow. That's the first part of good route running. And then you're going to see what he does here, okay? So we're going to start. We're going to get going. Does a nice job of selling this for a few steps, getting past, forcing this guy to get over the top of Travis Kelce, who's running the corner route. Then I'm going to come flat
it's,
and bounce this back out to another pivot route. Get going.
Routes.
Now I'm coming out. Now this is one thing I wish he would do a little bit better. He gets caught sometimes when he's running routes at the line of scrimmage, coming out slow and kind of falling back, just looking to catch it and make a move. I'd like to see him stay on the move a little bit better. So now if we get it into your hands and you're staying on the move, that's when we're going to get these huge plays. But really well done because you see what happens. He knows what he's doing. He spends the time. He gets inside Travis Kelce on this one. So now it creates a natural rub on the DB. DB's got to fight through all of that. And now we've got all that space, right? Because of that good route run, he catches it. Got 8 yards of space in which to make a move and give us that great run after catch and give us a first down. Okay. Here he is again. Just going to run a little bit of a hook route over the ball right here. You see, just make yourself available. Make yourself available. As he comes off, he's reading this guy here. As he's working back here, this guy holds to the backside. I just want to make myself available to the front side, not come all the way across and run into him. Smart receivers know what they're doing. Make myself available. Keep myself away from the defender, right? So again, if he comes screaming over here, this guy's now in a better position. I'm going to catch it over on this side, and I'm going to leave myself some space. Once again, space for the run after catch. You give me space, and they've got to close that space down. Boop, gone. Can't touch him. Now he's got the speed to turn the corner, and another first down on a simple 2-3 yard completion. Okay, here we go. Okay. Different things that you can do with him. Okay, they motioned him over here before, and he ran the pivot. Now we're going to motion him over, make it look the same, and now we're going to run a little route play. We saw Devontae Adams run this as well. Use that speed. Use that speed and that elusiveness. Does a great job here of just avoiding the offensive line, seeing what's going on, and making himself available again. And you see it, just throttle down. Never know how this is going to happen here. And this to me is an RPO. So you see them, they have the run play over here, and then he's sneaking by here. So instead of forcing Patrick Mahomes to have to run
with the
and
potential
throw it up
option.
and over, he settles down here because we know the read, this guy off the edge. This guy comes up the field, we're going to throw it underneath. So it almost becomes like a shovel pass, but he settles down,
this option
doesn't just
here,
run
too.
through everything 100 miles an hour with that speed, settles
2, 3
down,
options.
gives Patrick Mahomes a throwing lane underneath this outside rusher. Boom, we're just going to drop this down, throw it underneath, and again, space equals big plays for Tyreek Hill. Something that Miami likes to do is that little wrap, naked bootleg. No doubt they're going to use Tyreek Hill that way. Here we go, going to the outside, using that motion. Okay.
Quick pass.
Okay, it's a little simple play right here. Okay, but I understand, okay, that on this particular play, we've got another RPO. Okay, so the RPO is he's reading the defensive end. We're going to run this, and we're going to run the slant. So Patrick Mahomes is reading underneath here on whether he's keeping it or not. Now, this is the biggest problem on this particular play is that next backer. We'll work this backer to throw 1 or 2, but the biggest problem is this next backer. Watch Tyreek Hill here. Here, kind of throttles his speed and stays skinny right here, knowing I got to keep myself away from that linebacker if I'm going to catch the football. See it right there, really skinny on the slant, creating space for Patrick Mahomes to get the ball out and get another big play on the RPO.
So, yeah, before I give you my final thoughts on Kurt Warner's thing, let me move over and I'll pop up what Julian Edelman also said about Tyreek Hill on I Am Athlete.
You got to go Tyreek, that speed. You know what I mean? He's so fast where he doesn't even have to run great routes and he's going to get wide open because people are going to be terrified of his speed. So once he gets guys going, all he has to do is just throw on the speed a little and it's over. Then he can run a comeback. He can run an in cut. He can run a post. He can run a post corner. He can just run by him if they're flat-footed. When you have that kind of speed, it's like unfair. And he's strong at the line of scrimmage. It's not like he's one of these skinny guys that are like small, fast guys where they get jammed up. He's like explosive and he can get low and just go. You know what I mean? And you got to go Tyreek, that speed. You know what I mean? He's so fast where he doesn't even have to run great routes and he's going to.
And that is the biggest difference between Tyreek and guys that we've had that had the speed, like Ted Ginn, Jakeem Grant, who on my wide receiver video, I kept wanting to say Jakeem Grant, but for some reason kept saying Ted Ginn. These are speedy guys, right? Even Jakeem Grant, speedy small guy, but he will get jammed at the line of scrimmage. Tyreek has that strength to get off of those jams, to get out. And like Edelman said, you're afraid of the speed. If you don't, respect his speed, he's going to burn you over the top. And it's going to be done. So you have to respect the speed, and respect the speed, you just got to plant the foot, got to turn back, got to cut in, and you're done. And like Kurt Warner's been showing in the 2 videos that we reacted to, he's very good at route running. We saw some of those routes where he kept the guy 5 yards. The defender for the Raiders more wanted to concentrate about him not getting in the end zone. All right, cool. I'm going to cut it in. You're going to try to jump the route. Boom. I'm going to cut it back to the outside. Just the route running, the speed, and the strength is why he's going to make this team dangerous. Take that, put it on one side or put it somewhere, and then you have Gesicki, you have Waddle. And again, like I talked about in the wide receiver breakdown, don't underestimate Cedric Wilson Jr. This wide receiving core is probably one of the best I've seen in a very, very long time. It's going to be real, real interesting. But be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Next video, we're going to be reacting to the Tyreek Hill to sit-down podcast. It's going to be really good. That'll come out later tomorrow night. Obviously, the episode comes out at 7, so I'll probably record it around like 10-ish. It'll be a late-night video. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow with that video. But like usual, stay classy. It fins up.